Ben, I have a question about my PR.
All right,
Hold
man.
on, hold on.
I'm recording.
Do that one at the end. Okay,
Fine.
thanks. So I'm gonna put a link in the description. Well, actually, okay, nice. Thanks, overlisted.
Oh wow, this is my advertisement, my avatar. I like it.
Okay, so how this works is if you ever have trouble hearing a particular speaker, go through the steps in that, and that'll help us debug. Few announcements are one, I'm setting up more GitHub action things. You should be noticing if you're making a PR, you now need to use conventional commits, and I'll tell you if you're not. Basically, there's just a format that you need to use for your commit messages. And if a test fails, just click on details and I'll tell you why. Also, currently, we have some React tests that just haven't been updated in a while. So if you do change a React component and it fails, you can either fix the component, like the component test, or if you want to just kill the component test, that's fine. So if you break end-to-end tests, those we need to actually fix the tests because the end-to-end tests are actually good. That's the main announcements. I think I might be forgetting something, but again, we'll do this AMA style. If you have questions about anything, we'll go through whatever people want to talk about, and no feature requests, only bring up problems. Oh yeah, let me add recording to the. All right, the floor is whoever wants to bring up a topic. How can I get in your team? All you have to do is go through, there's on GitHub, if you see there's a pinned issue about priority list, that tells you how you can contribute. I still think that conventional commits data should be on the second line of commit messages. Why? Doesn't that make the commits double long? Oh, it's just a problem with the spec. Okay. Yeah, just deal with it.
Wait, what is overlisted on about? I don't understand.
He's talking about the conventional commit. It's like
Yeah,
the format of the message. He's just kind of a Nazi when it comes to formats.
Nitpicking a bit.
I mean, it seems pretty fine. Like the type of change you did, then where you changed, and then just say whatever you want to say after that.
I like it. I was just confused because I didn't realize that we switched to that, and then I opened some PR and made like 10 commits trying to make it not fail.
And then I
I just had to
rejected it.
type yarn commit and fill out the steps. It was easy.
Then I rejected it.
Yep, and I just opened it again and did it in one commit.
The the commit messages aren't being used to version yet, but that is going to be the goal. And also create change logs. So not yet, but it's coming. I just need to configure Lerna basically. Should make a GitHub issue about that probably actually. Is DogeHouse more like Twitch in the sense that's okay to record rooms without asking, or like Discord where it's considered funky to record without consent? So we're gonna add a recording feature into DogeHouse, and that's probably gonna be coming next. I've actually just started it. So in that case, people will know whether it's recording, but just in general, if you can add to like the title that you're recording or to the description so people know, that's what I would suggest. Did you ban some of the gambling bots? I don't believe so, no. Did they get banned?
Hey Ben, have a look in DogeHouse channel, and that is the audio debugger having a little bit of an overflow.
Oh, are you talking about scrolling?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's a known thing. I think Amit, you were gonna fix that eventually.
Yeah, I was gonna, but I forgot. I'll do it in my PR if it's fine. My
No, no,
current
no,
PR.
just do a new PR. Always new PR. Don't merge too many features in one.
Is it a
Okay.
Z-index problem?
Yeah, it is. Image posting in chat will not come until we have custom avatars, because like we'll have to store stuff, right? On our end.
I also don't see doing custom images in at least chat for maybe not ever. I see it more of a Twitch chat than a Discord chat.
So we were able to Dockerize all the different parts of the project, but is that working at the moment? I was having troubles getting that running. I don't know if that was just me or if other people have also been running into these issues.
I've
I didn't
personally
try it.
not. Yeah, I've not tried the Docker image that we have, as far as the one for. I'm not sure. I have a prod Docker image that we use for the backend that works, and that we're like running in prod right now. But there was another Docker Compose thing that was made. I'm not sure if that's working. But then there's also like a container thing, and I believe the container thing was working. At least it was a little while ago.
In Termo, yeah, as someone said, the website is in React, so it's very easy to just copy the components over to React Native and then change, stuff that we need to. Instead of using Flutter, we could just do that, and that's what's being done.
So Ben once shared a screenshot of a Flutter app someone was making, and DogeHouse on GitHub. I don't know what's the status.
What?
Someone was making a Flutter app, a Flutter client of DogeHouse. I saw an issue Ben created.
Yeah, I don't know the status either. I assume maybe they rage quit in the middle, but there was somebody who did start a Flutter version.
On the ban IP little button, do you think it would look better if the IP was both capitalized? It's a small thing, but it just triggers me.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, probably. If you want to directly PR and make a GitHub issue, I'll fix it.
Why are we looking for a Flutter client though? And bronze notifications are implemented on the desktop version for mentioning you when you follow someone, and if he creates a room, you get a notification for that. If you get room mod, you get a notification for that. There are a few things.
How are you? I'm doing well. Even though the mobile version is responsive, people use apps when they go to mobile web browser. Yeah, we'll have an app eventually. The thing is, I want to make the website good before I focus on an app, but yes.
Bronze, I just answered you. Notifications are implemented.
Okay, I
You
have a question. Do you want a separate ban button from the IP ban, or do you want ban and IP ban to be the same thing in rooms as a room creator?
make it the same thing. I mean,
Yeah,
if you're banning someone, you're pretty angry at them and you don't want them coming back. So why would you not keep it the same thing?
I feel
King
like
is
there should be
here.
like a pop-up when you click it to either ban from room or ban IP.
Okay, so you do like the option of having both. Just a different UI interface for how it's like decided.
No, as I said, if you're mad at someone, you're gonna
I'm talking
ban
about
them.
Crispy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like there's one ban button. And then once you click that, it brings up a model saying ban from room or ban IP from room.
Yeah, I get that. So that's just like a better UI interface than what we have right now. But you like having the option to do a non-IP ban. Like that's
Oh,
something
yeah,
you want to do.
definitely.
Okay.
How often do most people's IP change?
Restart your router, IP changes.
Infrequently is
If
the
you
answer.
Yeah, well, not for
until you
me, for
pay for your
example. Like
stuff.
some people have static IPs, never change.
Yeah, but then you'll have to pay extra for that.
And VPNs do exist too, so
Yeah.
It's pretty uncommon for people to have static IPs, though. I mean, that's something you might have to like specifically request from your ISP.
IP bans are a bad idea. Here, I know some ISPs put tens of thousands of customers on a carrier grade NAT. Well, I mean, Discord does IP bans by default, so they're gonna have the same problem if you IP ban somebody and it hits the entire ISP node.
On the topic of bans, how are you gonna deal with ban evasion? So if someone gets banned, there's a new account. Is there a way to deal with that sort of thing, or is that just off a honor system?
Well, IP bans is the first level of handling that. If like we get into problems where people are doing VPNs and proxies, then we'll take like more actions, but that's like the first step, and we'll see if it becomes a problem after that. Favicon fingerprinting. That's kind of interesting, actually. I don't know. I don't know that much about it, to be honest, to give you an answer off the top of my head. That could be an interesting option, though, I suppose. I mean, if it only works in Chrome, then it's kind of useless.
If it works in Chrome, it works in many different browsers then.
No.
Well, Edge uses Chrome, Brave uses Chromium.
Yeah,
Not
except when I
Chromium.
open Brave, everything breaks.
Yeah, they fixed it. Brave fixed it.
Something is wrong with Brave?
Okay, not like stuff just randomly does not work in Brave sometimes.
Oh, okay, I was not aware of that. Another thing I noticed, sometimes in the friends online field, suppose Goldie was online, his username has like a bunch of underscores, right? And he was not in a room, and other people were in a room, but still his username came above all others. It should show me who's more the. It should show the people who are in a room above the people who are not in a room, right?
What?
See, on the friend list.
Oh, sorry. We were
What is
talking about we were looking at the IP, I think. In regards to your thing, make a GitHub issue about it. We'll probably address it. Because yeah, you're right. You should probably have people in rooms above. Qatar has a single IP address. Is that actually a thing? I'm pretty sure that
What?
that's like the site's ruined for like most people. Then, like other websites do IP bans. How does that even work? Do they all VPN? Oh, they must all VPN actually.
A lot of websites have a master proxy list and a master IP list in general of all IPs that are linked to proxies and VPNs that they block as well. Or they route it through Cloudflare, which has one of those lists as well.
Yeah, so that's what I'll start doing if people ban evade with IP bans. I don't think the answer is not to do IP bans. I think IP bans are useful.
Yeah, but VPNs render the IP banning useless.
Yes, for some users. Like if someone wants to harass somebody, they're going to be able to.
Yes. Like they're able to on Twitch and Discord as well.
Yeah. I just am going to try to add things that make it harder for them. Couldn't someone in the future wind up with the same IP as someone banned in the past? I guess they could, but rooms are short-lived.
Yeah.
You could
Oh, we don't have
possibly
platform-wide IP banning yet. Do you not do that?
Oh, so like the IPs are banned in only that particular room, and in new rooms they can come again, or is
Right.
it like site-wide?
No, we don't have site-wide IP bans currently. We have in a room you can ban somebody from your room based on IP.
Kind of makes sense, I think.
I feel like
And
for
they're from
an
Qatar. You
IP ban,
ban the whole country.
IP ban, there should be a value put in the browser storage. So, for example, the current room that it's banned from, that way, if someone uses a VPN, it may trick them before they figure out that that's the way that they're blocking it through the local storage.
You'd
I
have to
actually
be
like
careful
that.
about that as well. Make sure that there's no possible way the API itself can make that call. The only way for it to be inserted into the actual storage is from the client.
Mm.
Wait, what do you mean?
So on some websites, they have it poorly integrated where you'll have an API call to the client where the client will set the cookie or the value in local storage, and they'll use that to ban somebody else who isn't supposed to be banned. So add some kind of middleman in there to make sure that request is authenticated if that's how you're going to make it, or if the socket connection, if you're going to do it for the socket connection, make sure that
I mean, if
there
it's coming
is,
from the API, isn't the API the middleman?
if it's coming from the API, then I mean, yes, that would technically be the middleman. But you've got to send that request to ban somebody somehow. So you'd have to authenticate every single request they get.
Oh yeah, but that's the same thing we do now, right? Like when I click on your profile to IP ban you, it already goes to the API and we verify that like you're a room creator. So you're just saying that, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So the only difference is now when you receive the event that you've been banned from a room, it'll also add a key in local storage.
Should hardware ID ban them?
What is hardware ID?
You basically take like the computer specs and you create a fingerprint on them.
Okay, it's
That's
just
hardware
fingerprinting.
ID.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of things you could do.
I don't think fingerprinting is good.
So what PC specs, like their RAM and their processor
Yeah,
or
hardware
the
ID
user
is that.
agent?
But if you're just doing browser fingerprinting, it takes the other things, user agent and stuff. Hardware ID takes your RAM, takes your CPU, what your
What if you
GPU, and
combine user agent with the hardware ID?
we don't want
That
to
makes
do
it
that
worse.
anyways. That's really sketchy shit, you know.
Yeah. I mean, Stack Overflow does something really weird. So I created a question on Stack Overflow, and then they have a rate limiting. So you can't create questions. You have to create a question, then you have to wait like an hour or something. And I created a new account. I used incognito browser. They still could track me that I created a question 10 minutes ago.
Your IP probably.
Yeah, IP.
No, I was using a VPN. I switched to a
Then
VPN. I don't know what was it. Really weird.
Mm,
I couldn't bypass it. I had to wait an hour. I think it was the file icon thing, for sure. Because I was using Chrome.
Adding two-factor auth will make it harder to ban evade. Are you talking about if we use a phone number? I was thinking about a phone number. Phone numbers are expensive though. But like if I just use Authy or something, that won't make a difference. But I do like that you can ban by phone number or something.
I have a question. What's the current state on Doge Nitro and I guess the paid rooms option, which was put up in the past?
So Doge Nitro, I want to do after recordings and after clipping, and basically at a point where I think, like, I don't know if I want to add those before the site gets traction. I don't know if it makes sense to add them before the site gets traction. So I'll probably be adding other things before that, I think. As far as paid rooms, I don't see doing that for a very, very, very long time and maybe never.
Okay, yeah. So then what are your reactions to the paid stage channels now, which Discord's adding?
I mean, I think they're like, that's good for them to add stuff, and like it unlocks, they can now do conferences and workshops and whatnot. Like, I think that's a good Discord feature. And that's like, I wasn't really planning on doing private paid rooms for a while anyway, but like now it's like I'm definitely not going to do it for a while because like Discord already has it now, and Discord is going to do private events better than we are.
Yeah, I get you.
So you really think Facebook stole your idea?
No, I doubt Zuckerberg like didn't have that plan for months.
I don't know. Maybe
What
there's
about the
some
Discord
undercover
one?
Facebook person here.
But you never know.
I mentioned either the last meeting or the meeting before about if you had a roadmap for where you saw DogeHouse. Have you created that, or is that still something you might want to look at?
I haven't created like a. I mean, the priority list is the thing that I created, but I don't know how much. Like, I think only like it shows like 3 features in advance. But to be honest with you, I only think like 3 features in advance. Kind of all the
Fair
roadmap
enough.
that I do, yeah.
Yep.
Well, weren't you
Uh,
talking about like taking sound bits and then distributing them to some feed? I don't. Was there any plans to move forward with that?
So yeah, I mean, I still plan on doing that stuff. I guess I mean, I do have a rough roadmap of the sequence I see implementing things, so I could lay it out a little bit more, and maybe after this meeting, I'll just like write it down. Basically, I've outlined it in videos, but I haven't outlined it in text. So I guess I can write that down in the priority list. I think it would be cool if you made a video on the channel about how to get started contributing. We have, if you go to the GitHub issue, we have I guess things that that contributors are like welcome to help on. And I believe we have documentation on how to get the website started and running.
There's a
Is
lot
it
of
up to date?
CSS stuff that would be
Yeah.
good to get started with, I think.
So the answer is we have it on GitHub in text form right now. Whether or not I'll make a video form, maybe at some point. It would be smart because people would be like hearing clips, so they would come to the website. Elon Musk, that's exactly why clips are good. Yep.
Add stories to DogeHouse.
Clips are stories, kind of.
Just make like a bubble around the people's face and then you can call it stories.
Hey Ben, currently when you click on a user's profile, it brings up a little model. Do we have plans to be able to like maybe click a full screen or see more button, which actually opens up the full profile page and actually
Click
requests
on
a
their
user?
avatar. Click on the avatar.
Avatar. Yeah. See, that wasn't really clear to me. Like,
You
it
can
might
also
not be
click on the
clear to
name.
that many other people.
I could see maybe adding like a little arrow or something. I'll think about it to make it clear. What about AFK people? They still get counted and their room gets to the top. What's our plan on the feed sorting? I think it's probably going to stay as is for the time being. Eventually it'll be a different sort of feed, but we won't get to that point until there's enough rooms for it to matter. Like right now we'll have like a max of 5 rooms or something going on where, yeah, the one on top gets more priority, but it's not like you're scrolling for days. So I don't think I'm gonna do anything about AFK people at the moment. I don't think audio clips are going to catch on and they are a waste of time to implement. Why do you say that? I'm looking to invest just for fun. Thanks, Elon. Where can I find the Figma link? Okay, overlisted, got you. Good. Not enough rooms right now. Why does that hurt clipping though? Feed sorting should be based around activity. The more people talking and chatting, the higher. Interesting. I mean, the only problem with that is it's very easy to game.
And you'll have to like, that would be kind of privacy invasion, right? Or, I mean, it's an open
Well,
community.
they're public
Never mind.
rooms. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Because technically I could average the number of messages that are sent in like the last 10 minutes in like chat, for example. But again, I can just make a bot and then, yeah.
Yeah.
Is DogeHouse Inc. a real business? Yes, it's a corporation. If so, could you give me a link? I mean, I don't have a link to the corporation now. What does user growth look like? James, I haven't looked at any metrics whatsoever. If our API has a stats endpoint now where you can see number of signups, but I haven't been keeping track day to day. We can exclude bots from chat. Again, you can, but like, again, it's so easy to game, right? I can just spam emojis in chat. Does that make the chat more active? I think chat frequency is a weird metric for that. Maybe you could make people tell jokes to have enough clips. So I'm not talking about a clip feed. I'm just talking about the rooms are going to be recorded and people are clipping. Again, you're right in the sense that we're not going to be able to feed until we have a lot of clips. So we're not going to do the feed right away. But like, there's no reasons why you can't clip when there's only one room. There's no reason why clips don't work well in that. Voice
So
chat
people would be
activity.
clipping, like I would start recording a clip and then stop recording a clip and then save that or something.
So
would it...
it's going to work how Twitch's works. So there's going to be a button at the bottom, like where you see leave and whatnot is. I press it, and what it's going to show me is a recording of the room, and then I can take this like part that I want and save it as a clip.
Ah, okay.
Maybe after
think-
50. Yeah, go ahead, Amit.
I was just saying a good thing would be like maybe on the mute icon if you hover, or on the deafen icon if you hover, it should say muted and deafened. Small
I
thing.
thought they had titles. Yeah, they have titles.
No, it doesn't show for me.
Maybe it's a desktop app problem.
No, not the icons to mute yourself on people's avatar. Those icons.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. You mean American State Gov DogeHouse Inc. profile? Just Google search it. You should be able to find it. It's public. Crowd rooms have less opportunity for you to talk. Maybe after 50 users talking, chatting, the room gets ranked lower. Yeah, I'm not going to worry too much about a ranking algorithm for the rooms at the moment because we just don't have enough rooms for it to be a problem. But like when we get there, I will think about, I mean, like the simplest is just to keep the way it is until we have an actual algorithmic feed. And I think that's probably how it'll be. Because I don't think it's that big of a problem if you click the top room, it's empty, and then you have to go to the next one. It is a little bit awkward, so maybe I'll think of something for it. Are we getting DogeHouse merch? At some point, probably, but I've been meaning to do regular Binawad merch for a while, and I just haven't got to it. Are you scared of Clubhouse? Not really. Yes, GitHub merch. Okay.
What would Benawad merch look like? Just anti-angular t-shirts?
I mean, there's lots of stuff, but don't worry about it. That's feature. Do you have online link? Do you have a link to DogeHouse Inc. on online company registry or something? I don't know. I mean, I haven't filled anything out, but like when you fill out a Delaware whatever C corp, there's probably a public record of it somewhere. That's actually based. Support the servers by selling merch. I mean, yeah, that's a thing. Ben got charged with crypto fraud. Charged with crypto. What?
Ben got charged and Ben doesn't know about it.
This is the word DogeHouse on it. What the heck?
Why are you not scared, Ben Awad?
Why am I not scared? Like, I don't know. Clubhouse is just a totally different product than we are. I did search DogeHouse Inc. and got nothing. I don't know what to tell you, cats. I don't have any links either. I just have like a PDF that tells me I'm an official thing in Delaware. Search thing, yeah. Send the PDF on Discord. I don't know if it has confidential information. I mean, I don't care if you guys know that. Like, I don't care if you guys don't believe me that it's not a C corp. How many users are on DogeHouse? Right now, 55 in this room. 10, so it looks like 65 users, roughly. What was the most difficult part to develop on DogeHouse? WebRTC, which is how voice is sent for sure. Do you know about the Visual Viewport API? Could be used to improve iOS Safari experience. I do not know about that. No. Well, not even developing WebRTC, just like getting WebRTC to work. Like we still have a bug somewhere where sometimes you can't hear people. Is admin reliable? Are you talking about the user or are you talking about admin as room admins? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Whoever is looking for DogeHouse is very bad at searching the business. I found it. See, there you go, guys. Yep.
I'm definitely not requesting a feature, but a reply button to a chat message would be very cool.
I do like that feature.
I was gone for like 2 minutes. No one needed me, right?
Is intermediary setup significantly slower than P2P? I'm pretty sure P2P is slower because, I mean, it depends how close people are and stuff. But I haven't personally tried P2P, so I can't tell you like firsthand numbers or anything. The header is clipped on iOS Safari when the keyboard is up. Visual Viewport API fixes that. Oh, I wonder if it's the same thing on Android. Okay, can you make a GitHub issue on that and we can look into it? Yeah, DMs are coming. Hey, Geet, next time that happens to you, can you click on the debug audio and go through that? Are chats logged yet? No. Does DogeHouse implement its own stun and turn servers? I think Media Soup. So I think the answer is yes, as far as all the audio is routed through Media Soup. I don't know if it's technically considered a turn and stun server, probably, but the answer is yes. We need to stop using WebRTC, a peer-to-peer protocol for server client comms. Why? Peer-to-peer WebRTC is good. Tom, if you do a hashtag and an @ sign and then the person's username, you can send a whisper. I developed a Chrome extension using WebRTC. The performance is really crappy for some users. Yeah, but that's going to be the same thing with any other protocol. WebRTC is supposed to be like one of the fastest protocols for this. Like it's supposed to be faster than RTP or whatever it's called.
I also have very good experience with WebRTC, and I think it's great. So I don't know, man.
Well, it's going to be users' internet too, right? No matter how good the protocol is, if your internet sucks, your internet sucks.
For some reason, I'm unable to mention a guy in chat, but he is in the room. He was asking for the stats endpoint, newborn. I want to mention him and send him, but I am unable to mention him. Just me?
I think the reason for that is because he changed his @ name. Because when I searched for his display name, it came up as his old one.
@Majo, you mean? Let me try. Oh yeah, yeah, it came up.
We're going to be making a change when somebody changes their stuff. It'll update automatically, but it's not there yet. Wait, Zoom uses peer-to-peer and Discord uses peer-to-peer? I don't think so. Discord uses WebRTC.
Discord does not
Discord
use
definitely
peer to
uses
peer.
WebRTC.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've been
Discord
through the
is-
I've been through the discord.js code way too many times. It is not peer to peer.
It says RTC connecting when you join a voice channel, so I don't think it's WebSockets.
No, they use WebSockets and WebRTC. I read an article on Discord has a, what's it called? The entire voice architecture video, not video. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
But you
Discord
suck at
uses
everything.
WebRTC.
Everyone just jumped on that guy. Yes, Discord uses WebRTC.
Yes,
No,
at admin, it's a real admin.
no, at admin is not the real admin. The only admin on the site right now is Ben Awaz, and he's the only one who can ban people. No, he's not the Nadir, bro. Stop trying to confuse people.
How many users have registered so far? If you go to api.dogehouse.tv/stats, it should tell you.
$72,313.
When I set my username in the Doge house, the first letter of my username is uppercase and lowercase. So it'll be 2 usernames. Can you solve this? Usernames are, we don't look at the case sensitivity, if that makes sense. Like it's not case sensitive. It is case sensitive. What I'm trying to say is if somebody creates the Benawati username with a capital B, it'll tell them the username's taken because I have taken it. Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. Bots and users share the same username space, yes.
Ben, how many API keys can you currently create?
100. You can create 100 bots right now.
So 100 API keys, and then you can create 100 bots off of one API key, correct?
That has
fixed
been
it.
fixed, but you can create, so like you, there was, I mean, yeah, you're the one who told me about it, right? There was a thing you could do infinite, but one user account can have 100 API keys.
Okay, and then you can only register one bot with one API key currently, right?
Right. Well, like, so the way I do it, it's not like like when you get the API key, the bot's registered.
Okay. Well, then, what do you think about, for example, a service could open up offering follow for follow stuff or purchasing followers, because you could easily offer 1,000 followers just by having 10 normal accounts and then creating API keys off of that.
That's a good point. I think like right now I don't have the code in place, but I think the answer is bots shouldn't, like they're following, like you as a bot can't follow people and people can't follow bots. Eventually users and bots are going to be different. Right now it's the same because it takes 0 code for me to make them the same. But I think the solution is probably just, yeah, they can't follow people.
Okay.
Flux, you can get an API key if you go to the GitHub for DogeHouse. There's a markdown file on how to create a bot account. I haven't set up a better system for when you join DogeHouse for the first time. You should be putting a username in. I haven't done that yet. So you're right. You are getting kind of just a randomly generated username, and it looks kind of jank.
Elon Musk, there is no limit on a room right now. We tried the other day with Honda, and 700 people were in a room, and it was fine, but the WebSockets were a little laggy. Like the
No,
messages.
there's a hard cap of 1,000.
There is.
Yeah.
Is that going to be expanded as this platform grows?
Yep.
Okay, so the cap was never told. Okay.
I mean, it's in the code. Yeah, there's not like a banner that says you can only have 1,000 people in your room yet. But I mean, no one's wanted to create a room that big yet, so we're all right.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, DogeHouse is not prepared for a DDoS. If it could pretty much be DDoS by anyone at this point in time. Yeah, the servers are like pretty big, so if you don't have a big computer, we might have more computing power than you do, but that's like the only thing that would stop. I mean, I'm pretty sure a for loop would break some things. Yeah.
If I
It
had
hasn't yet.
100 normal user accounts, that means 10,000 bot accounts. So imagine 10,000 requests going every what millisecond. That would definitely break something.
Yes. When will custom signup / sign in be created? The only reason I haven't added that yet is because when you do that, you then have to have better spam protection. So basically, whenever I feel like writing code to do spam protection.
About the DDoS thing, you host this on Vercel, right?
The front end.
Yeah. So there's no way the traditional DDoSing is gonna work. So I'm pretty sure they have some thing set up. Someone will have to go in and write WebSocket code to spam the WebSockets, and only then maybe.
Oh yeah, I'm only talking about the API. And we already have several DogeHouse clients that anyone can for loop.
Makes sense. Well, and we could ask the people who are making clients to keep like a limit on their end, an implicit limit, like 5 calls per millisecond or something, or less than that.
Oh yeah, but I mean that's what I mean. Like I'm gonna add things eventually. Like there's gonna be rate limits and throttles. Like chat's throttled.
What do you mean by that's not how DDoS attacks work? Spamming the API is basically DDoS, right? Pretty sure that's how it.
I think he was talking about like the Vercel part. DDoSing the API is the problem.
What I'm saying is an actual DDoS attack where you're sending packets, doesn't care what response you get back.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
you
in that case,
DDoS.
Cloudflare.
Yeah, that'd be like a Cloudflare thing.
But Vercel does not have an inbuilt thing
We
for
don't
that.
care about Vercel. We're talking about the API.
API can be routed through Cloudflare, you mean?
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Oh, I
But
didn't.
Vercel is the front end. Vercel only hosts the front end. It doesn't host the back end.
Yeah, I understand.
Cloudflare is good for like small attacks, but as you grow, it gets really bad for like if you're using a paid stressor or you're using a botnet or something with more computing power. Especially if you're not paying for a plan currently on Cloudflare.
Yeah, I'm not. So like you're saying when you need to pay for a plan when you get like big DDoS attacks, or like there's better platforms than Cloudflare when you have big DDoS attacks?
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, you kind of need to balance it out by getting a good host and a good Cloudflare plan.
Makes sense.
You know, right now, as it stands, as long as your website doesn't get over 100,000 users concurrently, the free Cloudflare plan with a good server should be just fine. Because they give you firewall rules for free. They give you DDoS attack mitigation for free. They give you a lot of stuff for free. The advanced stuff is whenever you have traffic out your eyeballs.
That's fine, but certain layer 7 attacks can even still be bypassed.
Layer 7
like
attacks can be
Cloudflare.
easily mitigated through Cloudflare. Very quickly.
But Cloudflare does have protection for most DDoS attacks, but there are methods to bypass that, and it's becoming more abundant on like online builder panels, for example, where there's an option just to bypass Cloudflare entirely, which does work. And I've seen that multiple times when, for example, Dogecoin gets DDoSed. Cloudflare does not stop it. I have everything routed behind Cloudflare, but I still get a notice from OVH saying we're migrating your traffic to our second infrastructure. So
It just sounds like you
OVH
did
still
not set it
takes.
up correctly.
You don't set up DDoS protection.
I wasn't talking about DDoS protection. I was talking about it sounds like you didn't set Cloudflare up correctly.
You don't set up Cloudflare incorrectly. If you're using Cloudflare CDN, it's automatic DDoS protection. You cannot change on the free plan. The only thing you can change is like the level, for example, strict, medium, and low.
Are we done with bugs, feature requests now, or what? I think there's still a few bugs, but for the most part, there's no major ones. The next thing, like collaborator wise, would be like setting up and finishing the settings page. Can we refactor the whole sticky structure and copy what Twitter does? Oh, you know what? You're talking about scrolling. Talk to me afterwards about this. Are you talking about like what part do you want to scroll and which part do you not want to scroll? I thought this is how you wanted it to scroll, but like I'm totally fine abandoning sticky. I absolutely hate sticky. How is Google Auth going to work if my account's email isn't at Gmail? So Google OAuth, all OAuths are no longer linked to emails. I don't care about what email each OAuth account has. We're just done doing that. There's no merging of accounts anymore. When something is pushed to the main branch on GitHub, is the site automatically updated? Currently, yes, on staging. The backend API is manually deployed, and eventually this will be manually deployed as well. But basically, Vercel is like super annoying, and I had trouble setting it up, deploying manually for some things, and I just stuck it in there, and it's like a temp thing of how it's deploying right now. So yeah, anything that gets merges, it just goes to prod. A lot of people want login with Apple. So why not have login with Apple? Dude, we have so many logins. Like, which OAuth providers should we like? How? What's the standard for sites? We already have 4. We're gonna have 4 soon. I mean, I guess why not have a 5th one while we're at it? But it
think it's
feels like
like-
getting a little
like
cluster.
local, and then 6 other third parties.
It's generally the
Okay.
stack of you've
Yeah.
got Google, Apple, Facebook for Facebook affiliations, Twitter, and
Nadir
Discord
says,
for Discord affiliated.
Nadir says he doesn't see Apple often, but the thing is, Apple forces you to keep login with Apple on anything you want to put on their app store. And if we are launching Pillar, we need login for Apple at some point.
Yep.
Hey, can I ask about my PR now?
We have some more questions first.
Okay.
So the thing with the sticky is, yes, it's annoying, the behavior. We can probably implement it without sticky, but I'm not 100% sure. Sticky also makes things kind of easy in some ways because you don't have to worry about the height of it. If you use fixed, you need to know the height of the components ahead of time. But I mean, we have it working with sticky, so unless you want to like, if you want to make changes, go ahead, but that's the only thing is it's so annoying. I basically I don't want to touch CSS again. So like if you want to do a CSS change and you think it'll be easier, go ahead. But if you break it, I'm gonna revert back to sticky in a heartbeat. Get Facebook. I mean, heck. I mean, while we're at it, might as well add Facebook to the OAuth.
why don't we leave all auths and do what Discord does? Make our own auths. I mean, it's going to be very complicated, but if we do it, it will save a lot of hassle.
That's what I'm gonna convert to eventually.
Okay.
If you had Facebook, the site's gonna be boycotted.
I mean, I don't really care about face. I don't want to add more auth things anyway, so I'm not gonna add them. If a PR comes in and it works, I'll consider it.
Do the Apple auth. So sleek.
Elon, if you found a bug, whenever you go away from the page, you don't close it. Then if you come back, you won't hear a thing. You have to re-upload the page. Wait, Elon, can you do that repeatedly? Because if you can repeatedly get it to a point where you can't hear, I need to know that, because that's very good. I've been trying to recreate that for a very long time. So if you could try it again. Yeah, Hollow, do you want to announce the Minecraft again?
Sure. In fact, we've gotten quite a bit further since last week. I posted a big old long post on the Reddit, pretty much outlining how the server works, how you can join, how everything's gonna work, the rules, whatnot. And basically, it's gonna be an invite-only server by player base. Every player has an invite. We're probably going to be giving the first couple generations 2 invite. And you can only be invited by there. There's only a few basic rules that you have to follow. Other than those, it's pretty much a free-for-all. So if you would like to join that, I will quickly get you a Discord invite.
Elon Musk, if you could record your screen and make a GitHub issue, I'm not sure quite what you mean by leave the room, or like leave the page. Because like if I go to the home page and come back, I can still hear people, but maybe you mean
There you go.
like change tabs or something. I'm not gonna do a web view app. I might as well just not do an app if it's gonna be a web view. If we're gonna build an app, it needs to be React Native or Native or Flutter, but we're not gonna do Flutter. Oh, literally just changing a tab? Okay, let me try.
I think this is related to that day I was telling you when I switch clients, it happens with me. I can
No,
hear the people, but I'm
that's
not in the
VPN.
room. No. After that, I tried it without even a VPN. I just switched clients. It still happens.
Wait. Two. That's two different issues.
Let
He's
me just try
saying
it again.
he can't hear. He's saying he can't hear. I fixed your bug. Yours is a different bug. He says he
Oh,
can't
okay.
hear. Yeah. I'm
So
able
if
to
you
switch
change
tabs. Okay.
you can't hear.
Oh, do you mean like open DogeHouse in another tab? Or like
I'm
visit
keeping tabs open.
literally any website?
Okay, I switched twice. I'm able to hear. So.
Cats, make a PR for it. Oh, are we talking about mobile? Okay, when I change tabs on Google Chrome on my Android, I can still hear the room, but if I minimize and go to another app and it triggers the audio, then you come back. Interesting. Okay, Philip, can you make a GitHub issue? That's good. I should be able to reproduce that locally, I think. Push to talk on phones. That's interesting. Maybe. We need an icon for it in that case. I'm not against it.
You can add more like social features, like posts or anything.
You're talking about like audio posts?
That'd be pretty cool. I don't know. Like, I'm just thinking like a wall of posts that everybody has access to, where they can just,
I'm, th- I'm
Twitter or
thinking
something.
clips. I'm thinking clips are gonna kind of be that.
Mm.
So recording
you-
audio, recording rooms is gonna be next, and then being able to snippet that, and then having like a comment section and likes and whatnot underneath.
Ooh, that's good.
Better translation system. Yes, yes. I'm not happy with the current translation system, and that's being worked on.
Yeah, Arna is working on it, isn't he?
Yep.
Did you see his website? It's pretty great.
Yeah, it's very slick. DMs are coming, yeah. We're making a separate website for translations. If that's something you want to help on, Nadir, you can.
You can. AJB made it. Arna made it open source, so anybody can contribute to it. Contribute to it. I'll link it to you, Nadir.
Yeah, Elon, this I believe Hollow is recording this, yes. I'm not recording it today though, personally.
Arna, do you want to share it in public yet, or only to us collaborators? Can I just send it in this chat here?
Here he sent it.
Oh, okay.
There should be chat.dogehouse.tv for DMs. I don't see why we need a separate subdomain for DMs. You can just, we're gonna have it like a section on the website. But I do want to have like a pop out for room chats like Twitch does. And even that, I don't know if they do a separate subdomain. They might, but I don't think we need that either.
Tom, if you want to be invited to the Minecraft server, you have to ask somebody who has an invite, which is pretty much everyone, since there's only one person that's used their invite so far.
Ben, why do you daily drive Mac?
Like, why do I use Mac instead of like what do you use, Linux or Windows?
Yeah, Windows.
Okay, well, Windows is trash for development. What are you talking about?
Oh my god.
You gonna tell me you haven't spent hours setting up anything for Windows?
You gonna tell me you haven't spent hours setting up anything for Mac? Like what?
Yeah, it's
Actually,
so much
Pretty much
better. I just
Linux.
every
brew
developer
install.
uses Windows or Linux.
I've used Windows, Linux,
Anything.
and Mac for web development, and it doesn't really matter. I don't know what
I'll,
y'all are developing, but I haven't noticed
I'll
any.
give you guys. I'll give you Linux. Okay, go install Redis on Windows. Like anything is like a headache, and I gotta do like the
Media
stupid
soup.
subsystem
True,
stuff.
you're right. Ben,
Media
I
soup
tried to
or
install a
anything.
SQL server and Python on a Windows machine, and it gave me hell. It was like the most
E-
difficult.
I've had
Exactly.
no issues installing
You-
Redis,
A SQL server,
Python,
dude.
or SQL Server on Windows.
Like I'm not a grandma. I know how to do this thing, but for fuck's sake, it wouldn't work. It's incompatible with everything on there. So I guess yes, that's true.
Like Linux, I feel you on the Linux. Windows, like okay, if you're like gaming, absolutely, but like for dev stuff, Windows just you can get it to work. I know you can do Windows subsystem. Do I want to set that up? No. And like it breaks sometimes, and then you have like these two partition things, and then
I feel
I don't want
everything
it.
Linux based is gonna be superior than Windows for development. But then when you have to game and stuff, that's what I do. So I do the subsystem that you're talking about. But it's not that hard to set up. You download two things and you have it working.
I think it's
But I
whatever
would
you're
use,
used to, too.
but I would personally really prefer switching to Linux. But Linux doesn't have games yet. No, not all. I played Rainbow Six that isn't even supported. So.
Yeah, like
I'm confused on like Ben, do you have a PC running Hackintosh or like
He has a MacBook, I believe.
I use an iMac.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, they're,
Like
they're
I
both
just
fine.
I just brew install, and any dev thing ever works.
Amin says it's fine, all Steam games. No, I play Rainbow Six Siege. It's on Steam. It doesn't work on Linux. Rainbow Six Siege has gone out of its way to make it not work. Even on VMs, it won't work.
And like, do I want to touch the path system on freaking Windows? No,
It's not that bad. It's really.
but it's not that
way-
good.
It's pretty good.
I don't want to touch these things. You know, I just want
I think
I
you.
just want
like,
I just want
once you learn
Linux
how to
without
do it,
configuration.
Okay, so now I can talk about my PR, I guess.
Okay, what is you and your PR? Oh yeah, and the backslashes. Don't even get me started. Okay, see, there's so many things about Windows that are annoying for a dev.
Okay, my PR. I did everything you requested except the don't use effect use state thingy. Because we're fetching data using a hook, right? So I think we need to use effect and use state. Nazir
No,
stopped
just sticking a
spamming me.
variable.
Would it work? We're using hooks.
You don't need the hooks. You literally just plug in a variable.
No, we're using hooks to get the search results.
Right. Okay, we'll discuss this afterwards. This is a minutia thing that you need syntax help with.
I've got a quick question. Can you explain exactly what the block feature does right now?
So it does three things. One, you can't see each other's rooms or join each other's rooms if they created the room. Secondly, if you happen to be in the same room as them, you can't see any of the messages that they send in chat. And then lastly, if they search your profile, it says you're blocked.
Okay. Will there be anything on muting their audio by default, or
The answer is I don't know. Do you like that? Because I felt like it's kind of weird. So one,
Don't.
I don't see myself hanging out in a room too much with somebody I've blocked, but I feel like it's kind of weird to have just a silence gap. I think I'd rather just hear what they said, but maybe I'm off here.
Maybe
Imagine a bunch of people are talking to someone you have blocked. You would be so confused that what they're talking about because you can't even hear them.
fair
there could be a
enough?
different
That
icon for a blocked muted user, but maybe you just have them muted by default, and then the person can unmute them if they want.
Yeah, I mean that is the other thing. If you do want it muted, you can just move the slider. But maybe we should
Yeah.
move the slider automatically for you by default or something. I feel like it's weird though.
Yeah. Then I don't know. Maybe there's an option in the future. I don't know.
Oh, I guess I'll wait for like that use case to come up. Like, have you blocked somebody that you've wanted to like not hear their audio, but you're in the room with them or something?
No, I was just messing around and noticed it. So
Okay. All right. I think I'm going to end the meeting here. Thank you guys for coming to the 7th, 8th, whatever we are at Doge contributor meeting. And I'll see you guys next week.
Thanks, everyone.